Good morning, and this next video is going to be a quick Thanksgiving video for all of the parents of Thames Academy students today as you come to pick up and receive maybe your sons and daughters at the train station or the airport. This is a big thank you from all the Thames Academy staff for allowing you to let us spend time and guide your sons and daughters so far this year. What inspired this post this morning was my daughter, who woke up and has a field trip next week and asked if we would be able to be a chaperone for her on the trip. But instead of saying chaperone, she used the word shepherd. And she said, "Mommy, will you be a shepherd for our trip next week?" And I think that analogy is so perfect for the work that we do at Thames Academy with your sons and daughters, guiding them and helping them become leaders, as well as followers when needed. And so I just want to highlight a couple of really neat moments that have happened this week that I'm really thankful for, that your sons and daughters have been a part of. So first of all, I'm thankful for one of your daughters who allowed us to care for her fish during this Thanksgiving break. Her two fish named Rocky and Apollo, and she dropped them off with us and asked if we would take care of them and feed them so that they would be safe while she was away for Thanksgiving break, while she traveled home. I'm thankful for one of your sons who gave my daughter guitar lessons this week. Your son was so kind and so patient with my daughter, and this is why my children have been coming to Thames Academy for the 10 years that I've been working here. My daughter first came to Thames with me 10 years ago when she was almost a year old. Now she's 10 years old, and your son could not have been more patient and more kind with her, giving her guitar lessons this week. I'm thankful for the student who bought me 2 chargers when he knew that I was traveling last week. When he knew that I was traveling to Arizona on the plane, and he dropped them off anonymously in my mailbox. I've come to find out who it is, and I thanked him profusely, but such a generous spirit in all of your sons and daughters. I'm thankful for one of your daughters who has come to the math lab in the Montauk House. It's a quiet study room. This is a student who has severe math anxiety, and she was in the room by herself doing online math practice with the math instructor just down the hallway from her. I couldn't have been more proud of her in that moment when I saw her in the room by herself. And the math instructor came into the room, while I was standing there, and said, "You did it," and said, "You've gotten your math practice in this exercise down to 61 seconds from over 200 seconds." And he said, "You're doing it. You're doing really, really well." I'm thankful also for some members of the Thames student government who have taken upon themselves to be not only fabulous ambassadors on Student Shadow Days. I could not have been more proud of the students for being on time, for being dressed up, for really epitomizing customer service and just the welcoming attitude of Thames Academy to students who are looking at attending Thames next year. But also members of the student government who have taken upon themselves to create flyers and posters to make the first floor of Thames a no-swear zone. Again, creating an environment that's safe, not only physically, but for the ears and the minds of families and students who live in the building, who have recognized that living in an environment that is polite and respectful is important, and the students have taken upon themselves to create a no-swear zone in the first floor of Thames. So these are just a couple of the many examples of generosity, of kindness, of persistence, of patience that your son and daughters exhibit every single day. And this is why we come to work. This is why we do what we do at Thames Academy, because of your sons and daughters. And so I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to spend time with them. And I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving.